visceral. So it is sort of an interesting experience. Do you guys have any questions?
Can you talk about the cave a little bit too?
What's that?
Can you talk about the cave a little bit for them too?
Okay, so the cave is actually in the library proper, and it is an environment that has three high definition projectors that are projecting across at a curved wall. So again, much like the idea of sort of an immersive experience, you could be projecting something from a computer that a kind of immersive space, and then you could see, for example, we'll go back to healthcare. You want to look at a beating heart up close and personal, right? In a virtual environment, you can really kind of project that and kind of look at it a little bit more clearly. This is a different experience. That up there, you can have a number of people sort of in that sort of area kind of experiencing that. It's a nice space. And again, it's available, managed by the Edge Insurance. What does CAVE stand for, Mr. Ackerman?
Perfect. Creighton Advanced Virtualization Environment. We just really wanted to say CAVE.
Yes.
And I believe the goal at some point is to connect that with Kinect technology like they use on the Xbox and stuff, so you'd be able to like do what they do in Iron Man kind of thing and reach out and play with the images with your hands. Like where he's throwing stuff around and moving it, that's what they're doing in that facility. So you can see why this is going on the tour. Yes? Questions, guys, for them?
How do you, like, when you come in, you sign, or like, how do you get a sign? You check things out? How does that work? Like, do I come check this out?
How does it work? How does this?
Yeah, how does
if I want to use the Vive, or if I want to use the Whisper Room, do you have to check in and say preserve space?
It depends on what you're doing. For example, if you're trying to you need to record a video or something, and of course you don't want to have tons of people making noise up there while you're recording, you can reserve that particular piece of equipment, or in this case, that would be the lab. We'll have time set aside where people can come in and just have it to themselves to do video. Or if you need to work on something with the tools, it's just going to be a sign-up deal. Or you can come in and if it's available, use it. To use the lab, you just need to take a 10-minute kind of safety course on Blue Line. And then you get added to our database, so you just come in and we swipe your card, it says you're here, we ask you kind of what you're doing, just so we know what the space is being used for, and use it.
The upstairs really is a good collaboration space. So if you have like a couple other people you want to work in, you want to throw something up on the board, you can. So that's really nice. And again, the higher end computers, if you have a nice like MacBook Air, but you got to edit like 4K, video, it's nice to be able to go and use one of those machines and kind of crank through it a little bit faster. It's not portable, but it is sort of a nice resource to have.
A couple other things, guys. I think that one's touchscreen.
It is. It's a 4K touchscreen.
So like when students are doing, like if you have a group project or something and you want to put up a thing of code or something, you can all sit there and debug it together and like actually circle on it, like see where the problem areas are, doing that kind of stuff. Those computers are like gel cooled or something. I don't remember last time we were in here they talked about that.
Yeah,
they're like
they're
liquid cooled.
So we can push them farther than they're meant to be pushed.
So it's connected to pipes.
Yes, that's
the
colorful
neon
stuff
stuff up there.
Yeah, so it's fiber.
And then that thing can like, there's something here that carves stuff down, right? It's the opposite of a 3D printer basically,
Right, yeah.
and it can like etch and.
So yeah, that Flexi, it was done on a different one, but that's the idea, is it's etched.
And so, I mean, students can use that to make, like if they want to build, they're building a computer, doing something, they can theoretically use that to make a little component or make a little part that you can't buy, or to do something.
A little circuit board test thing. So it's just a solid piece of copper with a plastic backing that we etched away the copper.
Let's ask you about the light boards, like what classrooms.
Oh yeah, the light board. So light board was, again, one of the early projects that the RAD Lab did. And the idea is that it's literally a clear piece of plexi that's illuminated by some LED lights. And then when you use marker on it, the marker actually captures the light that's illuminated, so it sort of glows. So instead of a professor turning around and writing on the board with their back to it, they can face you and literally mark it up. Do you have the video?
Yeah. Yeah, what classrooms have that?
So it's not in the classroom. It's actually used for recorded videos. So Dr. Cullum, Dr. Reedy recorded several of sort of online videos that their biology courses now students have to watch. And the reason why that is because the image, once it's recorded, is actually flips afterwards. Because if I'm writing like this, it's backwards to you, so we flip it.
That's how they do it. I've always wanted that.
The camera basically look directly at the camera while also presenting information to students.